Just over 3 years ago, at the end of the 2019 season, Valhalla emptied its troughs and the ride joined the situation of the waterfalls, non operational, which had been switched on for 2 days of each season. But now, Valhalla is returning. Yes, no more delays, it's actually happening. The best dark ride in the UK is back, hopefully to knock the Curse of Alton Manor off its podium, but I'll reserve judgment on that because I really do want it to be as good as some have said. So, today I will be showing you what you can expect from the reopening, including the opening day. I say that in air quotes for a reason, and the new merchandise which you can buy right now. For those of you who don't know the history, I'm going to take you on a quick trip to 2000 after the funhouse burnt down in 1991 and the park decided to add a new groundbreaking attraction, Valhalla. Originally dubbed Project 2000, Intamin would build the £15 million investment, featuring 16 scenes, and be opened by Jane Goldman and Jonathan Ross alongside Viking actors. It went on to win the Best Water Ride from 2015 onwards. This isn't the first time the ride has gone into refurbishment, however. In 2011, it closed for refurbishment in which the rock facade was changed to faux rock. The shop was removed and the skull was enlarged to blend in with the stone, alongside other effects being removed, and this refurbished version cost the park £147,000 to operate per peak month. As you can imagine, the ride is being reimagined to show how the park can still innovate incredible, instant classic style dark rides, just as much as the ride is having a rehaul to cut the operating costs, although a technological spectacle such as this ride will always burn a hole in the park's pocket. What I'm getting at is that this ride is no stranger to an update, and despite the interruptions to its construction, the park will definitely have made the most out of the time they've had, as no park wants to postpone the most iconic dark ride there is from reopening. Anyway, on to the opening day, in air quotes again. Valhalla will be back for technical rehearsals from the 7th of April, which is fast approaching. So what does this mean? This means that Valhalla will be open to the public for test runs, but not in the traditional sense where they are testing for safety. It's like a screen test for a film. Check that the audience likes the ride and see if the effects are working. With that, they disclaimed that not all of the effects will be on, and those that are may not be working. So, if you are hurrying to the park for the dates in April when those wonderfully new station doors will be opening, it's best not to be disappointed when the ride closes throughout the day to make tweaks, or the full experience isn't available. Although it would be amazing to be one of the first to ride it since 2019, but the full Valhalla experience will likely not be running until the official opening, which will hopefully be on this side of the year or during the hot summer months when a good wetting is in order. I believe that they will do a big fanfare at the opening, because all of the teasers, which I will show now, contain Viking actors, and the first opening, over 20 years ago, also had actors, so it will be a full circle moment to celebrate such a renowned dark ride reopening. Like, come on, the original opening had Jonathan Ross cutting the ribbon, so it has to be a big moment. Let's talk about what is new so far. Okay, so the barriers are down and the brand new station is out, with the massive clean Valhalla logo sitting front and centre. The windows cannot be seen through, but they have an imprint of a Viking sigil, which is a nice touch. If you've been on the flying machines, this will not be a surprise, but the tiling and wood has been painted to a darker colour scheme, being darker woods and black. Overall, the exterior has a more modern and yet historical theme, keeping the Viking statue and ancient station theme but adding sleek planters around the pathway, which makes the area more cohesive and green, which is always nice. But the biggest takeaway is this: the waterfalls are back. Thundering down from the mighty rock facade was the infamously never on feature, the waterfalls. In videos, people were getting a light shower from the roaring falls and the seemingly toasty water, as either it was effects steam or just really cold. I'm so happy that it's making a return because it all combines into an incredibly simple yet impressive facade. As for the ride, we cannot see inside. The entrance through the mouth of the iconic skull is sealed by black screen doors, and so the scenes that are likely being tested inside are being kept hidden. However, the boats are running through, which is why I say they are being tested, which also means we have caught a glimpse at the wonderful longboats, which are returning. They now have the same dark wood theme with brass detailings on the side, which is a nice touch, and new chunky headrests with slightly more padded seating for the soaking that will be returning. But a very speculated feature is missing: a restraint. Honestly, I couldn't be more grateful that there doesn't appear to be a lap bar or even a seatbelt, because that train model doesn't call for any sort of restraints to be safe. There is so much to unpack from the outside. The excitement from the park to have the effects running and the boats testing to showcase the work they've been putting in for the past 3 years on opening day. And I hope this passion carries on with the interior, which they have been teasing, with shields so more action is likely, lots of fire and plenty of water, which is great to hear. So the theme of fire, water, and maybe the return of ice will be ready for guests to marvel at. The last thing we have seen is the soundtrack, which has been done by the notable stranger, who worked on the Big One and Icon theme, both of which are incredible pieces that don't just work well for atmospheric reasons, but they are also great to listen to and bring back so many memories. So far, I am actually getting into it. It has the same build ups as the other themes he has worked on, but the trailer is too short to really get you into it. Although it does show promise with the different and interesting Viking costumes. Personally, I think it will be hard to replace the Song of the Elders, which still has my heart. Now, on to the merchandise. Unfortunately, this section of the video won't have closed captions, so apologies for any inconveniences caused, but the items and item pricings will be shown on the screen. Site, where I'm going to show you quickly all the merchandise there is on offer. Okay, so there's 23 items available, all of which are completely brand new, which I think is really great that they've put so much effort into relaunching the ride and all of its branded merchandise. So first up, we have this Valhalla 3D longboat model, which is £90. That's quite a lot, but it does have some really nice details of the new boats. But there are actually only 4 left in stock, it says on the website, so they are selling quite fast if you want one. It has a nice detailing such as, the serpent type design on the front, it has the brass detailings, the side wheels, and also the restraints, but as I've said, we've already seen the boat up close, so it's just a nice little thing to have in your theme park collection or display. You also have this Valhalla folding pin badge, which is £4.95, which also features the new sort of woven design on it. It's called the Reef logo, which I think is very nice. It's very accurate to the sort of Viking theme. I like how they've incorporated the theme and the historical context to it. But like I say, I am not a historian, so I cannot say for sure if any of these items are branded on that time period. You also have this Valhalla Reef pin badge, which is £3.95 in a very nice red rose colour, which is very lovely. You also have this Valhalla Skull Snow Globe, which is £15.95. I actually really like this snow globe. The bottom of it is very much reminiscent of a goblet. I really like it. It's one of the few very well themed snow globes that I'd actually consider buying. You also have the Valhalla Skull hoodie, which is £34.95, and the Skull t-shirt, which is £19.95, both of which feature the Reef logo and also a skeleton head, which I think is a pretty nice design. We haven't really seen very much Valhalla merchandise, so I do quite like this, although I would like for it to be embroidered rather than it be a print. Although I do have an Icon hoodie which I bought when it opened in 2018, and that has a print on it, and it's lasted me this whole time. It hasn't worn down, and I've worn it all the time, so they hold up pretty well in my opinion. You also have this Valhalla black bottle, which has a nice secure lid on it. That's £8.95. You also have this Valhalla Charm wreath pen, which comes in black and rose gold. That's £2.95. And then also with the fold out pin and the wreath pin, you also have that in in a magnet alternative if that tickles your fancy more than a pin badge. You also have this Valhalla drawstring bag, which is £2.95. That's actually a really good price. And drawstring bags are a lifesaver at theme parks. They're really helpful because they're lightweight, you can pack a lot of stuff into it, and they're quite durable when you're trying to store it in and around rides and people might be bumping into you. So, a really good idea to purchase one of these if you like trekking around theme parks. You also have this Valhalla bracelet, which I think is really nice. I believe it to be a leather look bracelet. I can't imagine it's real leather, or else it wouldn't be £6.95. And unless it is, but I really like this because it's very on theme to the Vikings. It's more period appropriate than having a brightly coloured bracelet. I think this is really nice, and the Valhalla pendant in the middle, it has a rustic look to it, but in some angles, from what we've seen from the necklace, which will come up in a minute, it kind of looks more chrome, which I quite like the duality of it. That's a really nice item, I think, and it'd look great as a subtle accessory, which I quite like. You then also have this Valhalla V necklace. As you can see, it looks more chrome there, and then it looks more rusty there. So it all depends on the light, and I think that's quite nice. That's £11.95, and I think that's a really nice subtle piece too. You also have the Valhalla Reef hoodie, which has the woven style V on the pockets and the logo front and centre. I don't know if it has anything on the back. And those are both £34.95 in small, medium, and large. As per usual, it really just depends on which colour you want. Those are also very nice. I do really like the new Valhalla Reef logo. I think that's really nice, as well as the subtle V. That's always been a favourite of mine. You also have this Valhalla tumbler. I never really find a use for these because I'm not a big coffee drinker, but it's nice. It's got a metal finish on it. It's got a clear plastic lid, which I'm not always a fan of with cups, but each to their own. You then will be paying £9.95 for that. There is also a metal flask type wooden style bottle. That was a lot of words. That's £14.95. That's really nice. I have a lot of the metal bottles from the Pleasure Beach. They all keep cold and hot drinks really well. They're really nice, and I have way too many of them, so they're tempting me on this. You also have a Valhalla A5 notebook, which comes with a rose gold pen at the side. It's a nice lined notebook for £7.95. You also have a A6 flip notebook with the Valhalla Reef logo. That's £3.95. So you can put any notes or any shopping lists in a Valhalla notebook, which I think is quite a nice idea. You also have a Valhalla V magnet at £4.95, which is a wooden design. You have another wooden keyring, which is a Valhalla Reef keyring, and a Valhalla Celtic keyring, which is £6.95. And the cheapest of the keyring options is this Valhalla Reef keyring in that pink, red, rose type colour, and that's £4.95. I'm not entirely sure if that is a wood, it's made of wood, or if it's wood look. I really can't tell. But that's all 23 pieces of merchandise, and I really like them, so I'm really happy with all the attention it's been getting and all the merchandise, and I'll probably be buying some of this stuff. I think it's really great. Well, I think that's all I have for you today, but of course, this is a very exciting time because we've been waiting years now for Valhalla to come back. They've been putting a lot of effort into it, and it's great to see that not only have they had such a passion with unveiling it on the opening days so that people could see the longboats again, they could see the facade all working, which is a very big deal because an effect like the waterfalls is very hard to maintain. Of course, adding in the new modern pathways, it makes the whole park flow a lot better, and also announcing when the test runs and technical rehearsals will be happening and allowing the public to go on that, because normally they'll, if they do decide to do technical rehearsals, it will normally be with a specific test group and the public doesn't see it until official opening. So I think it's really nice that they want to share the refurbishment process with the public. So it's very exciting, and I'm so glad that they've added new merch, even though the ride hasn't even opened yet. I think it really gets the excitement up, and it means that when it does open, people can be wearing the merchandise for the ride, and I think that overall they've handled it very well. I just hope that the advertisement for it ramps up a bit, but I trust that that will come later on because, of course, the Curse at Alton Manor didn't get its advertisement until pretty much this week, so I'm excited to see what happens in the coming months. Of course, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And this was Just Talking. Bye bye.